for the storage. I did. Looks really shiny and greasy. Under my eye just then. I ain't even turned the light on yet. Because honestly, all I have to do is a little bit of touching up on my eyebrows and slap some lipstick on and get ready to go to the store. Because I gotta go to the dang store and get freaking... I'll give you one guess. Dun, dun, dun. It's creamer. It is creamer. God, it's so bright in my eyeball right now that I cannot even. Yeah, I can't do it. So my hair's a little bit lighter, but not as much as I want it to be. I want it to be way more. Plus, I plugged my eyebrows the other day, so they'll probably look a little bit thinner. At least over here on the end. And this is the one, this one right here. For some reason, the hairs on the corner of this eyebrow are like way blonder than the hairs on any other part of my eyebrow. And it always makes it look like I had shaved off half my eyebrow. So, and I just kind of dealt with it like basically my whole life until my daughter told me about the brow pencil thing and all that stuff. And she did my makeup one time when I was down, the first time I visited her down there, which I'm going down there again real soon. It looks like, according to this light, that despite me standing in the bathroom in front of the mirror for like 30 minutes, it felt like, but it probably was way less, I don't have all this stuff blended in. And yeah, I know you're supposed to use other stuff, but since I'm sitting right here in front of the camera and I don't have time to run and get that shit, that's what we're doing, okay? So, deal with it. Are we blended, y'all? Are we blended? It's always my hairline. I get a little nervous, so sometimes I could see why that happens, but anyway. And then eyeshadow, and then I decided to shadow lipstick and find a cardigan, and done. That's it. That's basically like a female version of Mr. Rogers. Yeah, actually, matter of fact, hold on. And frig. There we go. And it's this one, which is very thin. And I'm talking about very thin. And it's cute, and it goes with the green. So, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. Make it work, like Tim Gunn says. I love Tim Gunn. I just, ever since the very first time I heard him say that, I was like, I love this game. Make it work. I love it. I love that shit. I think it's hilarious. Alright, so, same, oh my goodness. So that's one thing I'm not going to do, is the same thing that like a bunch of other chicks are doing, and that's the makeup and the true crime. I'm not even really going to do true crime. I just discuss things that I see that are problematic in true crime that could potentially be problematic elsewhere, but mostly in a social media platform community is the main thing that I see it being an issue. And also when it comes to hindering or... what is that word I'm looking for that they always throw in there when you, tampering with a open and active police investigation. I see that as a problem, potentially a problem. Had some really, really interesting and still ongoing comment threads that I'm a part of this morning. One of them being with Harsh Reality in his channel. And if you have not seen him or see, basically kind of what I do here too when I talk to you guys about other content creators is because in the midst of me doing my art and living my life and all that stuff, and like I said too, I don't have cable. There are Fire Sticks in the house, however they're not down here. Y'all would be really surprised to know what type of device I use to watch TV with. For one, some of you have probably heard me mention it before, but for security purposes, I'm no longer going to disclose that information, but we will say it's old. It's a very old device, okay? That being said, So I'm not able to necessarily watch the same stuff that some people get to watch that don't have a Netflix account. I've never had a Netflix account. What was that one app that I used to watch? I used to have this one app on my phone. It was kind of like a cracked app, which is like a version. It's an app that somebody's paid for, and then they've shared, and other people go and do these websites, and they download the apps for free, even though they're supposed to be paid for or whatever. I use one app like that to this day, and it's it's like my go-to app when it comes to this one particular thing that I do. And it's been very fail-safe as far as like security and stuff like that. It's actually been a really good app, but I'm also not going to disclose that app for security purposes again. But I know I used Tubi at one point, but it's not totally free anymore. I never did use Hulu. I said Tubi. I hope I didn't say Toby, because I meant Tubi. If I did say that, I meant Tubi. Pluto. I used to have Pluto. Pluto is an app that has paid features, but it also has like a lot of free features. I'm about to put that on one of my old phones so I can do that later and maybe watch stuff. And they have like so many cool channels. They have like a whole 2 or 3 channels that are dedicated to like the horror genre, film genre, and then a mystery, or like they have a true crime section where it's like one of them is just like 24 hours of basically like forensic files. And yeah, so if you don't know about Pluto, you might want to go check out Pluto TV, but I'm sure most of y'all know about Pluto by now, because I've been watching and using that service and that app for at least 2 or 3 years, for sure. At least 2. I know I was using it when the pandemic first started. I know I was using it then. I'm pretty sure I might have even been using it a little bit before then. It's a good app. It really is. They have wrestling. There's kids. There's Nickelodeon. There's freaking Disney Channel stuff on there. I mean, not that y'all care. Some of y'all really are like, Emma, what? No. But anyways, for you guys that have small children that like to, you know what I mean? There's something for everybody on there. There's hunting channels and all that good stuff. There's news for people that like to watch news, even though you say you don't like the mainstream news, but all you want to watch is news when you get on YouTube. There's a place for you there too on Pluto, but you can also stick to YouTube. So like I was saying, I do watch a lot of different content creators. And the content creators that I am subscribed to, no matter what genre or category of information or topic they fall under. However, there are some topics that I simply do not watch, probably will never watch, nor will you ever hear me talk about them, because it's just not my cup of tea. And I don't mean that necessarily a good or bad thing. For example, like hunting. I'm not a hunter. I'm not going to talk about hunting channels, because, like, not because they're bad, but not also because I don't think they're great. I don't watch them. That's why. So I'm not going to talk about them on here like that. But the channels that I do talk about, or I will, that I in the future may possibly talk about, I promise you that I've watched more than one video before I've discussed them. And chances are, if I'm going to discuss them on any in-depth level, I've probably been subscribed to them for a while and am really supportive of them, or I was subscribed to them for a while and something happened and rubbed me really the wrong way, or they did something that I found out about and was like, oh, hell no, I can't even fuck with you because of that. So it's one or the other. That's just how it is. And then I basically talk to you guys about it. So, for example, like with this black hole that surrounds true crime, it's so really very easy to get sucked into if you're not careful and you're not like aware of what channel, when somebody brings it up in a chat thread, because this is how some of this shit has gotten so far out of hand. So, in a sense, I kind of can see why maybe sometimes Web Sleuths will censor people in her chat, and while she only discusses certain things in her chat and only sticks to that type of topic discussion in her chat, so that I can totally see that. I hate freedom of speech, I hate censorship. I do. I'm sorry, I just do. But I also see now having watched this firsthand, how it can cause things to go extremely out of hand. For example, when people bring up any of those creators that are so detrimental to this community and potentially the active ongoing investigations in some cases, like, we don't need to talk about them, for one. We don't need to hashtag them. And should somebody bring them up in a chat, it's not cool, because then people go, oh, this is exactly how I fell into this stupid fucking hole. Somebody brought another creator up in a chat, and I was like, oh, I gotta see what this is about. Dumbest fucking mistake I ever made. But I'm hoping that because I share that shit with you guys, that maybe you don't end up in the same black hole that I have it. But if you do, there is hope, because I have found some awesome creators in the true crime community that I didn't even know about beforehand. So that's why I started this true crime series, because like there's a lot of stuff that I want to share with you guys, because I have found other creators in true crime that there's a line that they kind of sit on when I discuss another particular topic in this true crime discussion, and that is a group of creators, like I said, that are like so harmful, and so there's a way that I had decided, that I've like outlined to identify those channels, and it's relatively obvious. However, there are some good creators that I found that like one or two things about their channel might hit in this line right here, and so I want to clarify all that stuff and make sure that people understand like what's really going on in the true crime community. There are other creators out there right now that are just as much aware of this as I am. Some of them are true crime creators, some of them are not. Then there's other true crime creators that are so oblivious to this, and I hope they stay that way, because they're some of my favorite, and they're really awesome, and they're really good. Really good channels. And so I don't want any of this stupid nonsense to affect their channel, just like I'm so afraid that it could potentially affect two of my favorite channels right now, which is Michelle After Dark and Harsh Reality. So, yeah, I don't want to see nothing happen to either one of those channels. There's other channels that just are doing such good work that I do not want to bring too much attention to them right now while I'm discussing this stuff, because I don't want any of the stuff that I discuss here be in any way taken wrong or out of context and then thrown as a dart at that channel or this channel, because people in this one group that we will end up discussing are notorious for doing stuff like that, for striking and shadow banning and stuff that I just think is... I feel like there's an unspoken code with creators on YouTube and other social media platforms, and one of those unspoken codes is like, you should not strike one another for stupid, trivial fucking reasons. Now, if another content creator is outright stealing your material and your content without your permission, using your stuff without your permission, yes, by all means, get that ass, okay? But this other stuff that I've been seeing going on, where it's like, oh, you said something about me and I'm going to get butthurt and I'm going to try to extort you. No. No. It's not cool. It's not acceptable. And it needs to be addressed. It really needs to be addressed. I've had a bad habit lately of getting my hair in my coffee and then drinking it. So I'm really not trying to do that today. So, I'm also scheduled to be a guest on another channel tonight. So as soon as I get the information for that, I know I said that in another video that I think I'm uploading right now. And when I get that information up, I will give it to you guys. You'll probably end up catching the recap and not the live stream. If you do catch the live stream, then you're probably already aware that I've been invited up on there. And I look forward to being a guest on there and discussing whatever it is we're going to be discussing, because apparently it's going to be a surprise to me. So we'll see how that goes. Until then, and pretty soon, like probably the next 1 or 2 videos, I need a break from all this dumb shit. I'm going to be doing some art. I've got to work on a piece for Tristan anyways, so that's what we're going to be doing. So please, if there are artists in the group, I would love for you guys to join me. I'm probably going to do that in a live stream. We can discuss all kinds of stuff. Just know that it'll be a little bit more difficult for me to read them right away if I am doing the pour, because I do art, which involves paint pouring. So for those of you that are just joining the channel and aren't aware of that, yeah, that's what I started out doing, vlogging and art and stuff like that. And then over the last couple years, it's started to develop into a whole different kind of thing. I really wouldn't know what to label my channel as right at the moment, because like I said, I did start it out as a vlog art type thing. But I'm glad that I did. It's been a really good outlet for me, expressionally, and period, just for everything, for so many different reasons, for the people that I've been so blessed to meet along the way. Like, oh my gosh, the whole entire Goonie Treehouses, I can't even tell you. And then these other new creators that I've met that have been so freaking supportive of my videos lately and commenting and sharing and stuff like that. I appreciate that so freaking much that it's hard for me to talk about just yet, because I get a little teary-eyed, I'm not gonna lie. So, but there's so much more of that to come. And if you're a fan of Leap Project, I happen to be in on a little secret here pretty soon, and I mean like really soon. There are some guests on Crypto Alchemist that streams on his website, like the Leap Project website. I happen to know these two guests, and they are freaking amazeballs. So if you're a fan of Leap Project, which I am, I love Rex. Super big shout out to Rex, because he's gonna have 2 members of the Goonies on there, so, of the Goonie Treehouse. Don't get that confused with the actual Goonies from the movie, because they're like, hey you guys. No, none of that. These are actual people that I'm friends with, and I love them. I love them. Okay, so much love, one love, guys. How in the absolute fuck, and it's got that when I cleared up space. Help me understand. Oh, I'm about to get mega pissed because it says I have literally 1 minute. So I'm going to have to stop this and either swap out phones or make space. And I have some really important stuff to tell you guys.